problem is that it's not money, it's that profit is the end all be all, right? And not the engagement of making sure that everybody can eat, everybody has a livable wage. It's profit, right? At the end of the day, the shareholder is saying, yo, listen, where's the profit? Right? I always say the we need to make money, right? But the thing that we need to be aiming for is impact. You see what I'm saying? The purpose of business is not profit. Okay. Profit is just it's needed, it's necessary for business. You can't survive without business. But at the end of the day, in this society, every day you report to the shareholder, they never say, yo, was everybody all right when they went home? We're measuring it on that. And going back to Zappos, that was what Zappos measured on, right? Zappos measured on their workers who work there, but most companies don't do that.
Right.
Those are rare companies. There's companies out there that the CEO takes the same salary as, they're like, we're going to have the same salary as all of our employees. So there are companies out there that try to employ that, but most companies are out here shareholders return. That's their main goal is profit. It's not about the customer. It's not about they just know that, hey, the customer, if we satisfy the customer and we do it to that, it'll boost shareholder. Everything is about profit. They don't care about the customer. They don't care. And I'm just saying that's just not from me saying that. That's from what the end goal is. If you go to any board meeting, the question is, what were profits like?
Profits.
I just challenge y'all not to generalize as much. Go ahead. Who else?
I'll champion what Clive is saying because I'm a Zappos fan and I've been studying them since back in the day because they caught my attention in the same way people give Amazon attention. I gave Zappos attention, and they were measured. They were totally exactly like Clive is saying. They were about their employees, right? They put employees first, right? But they demanded a lot of employees, but they rewarded employees, and they shared the wealth with their employees, which I do believe is the reason why they got swallowed up by the guy who took the culture and and made it more of a capitalistic mantra, right? And he took what was good for the capitalism of it and threw away what was bad for the capitalism of it, and so
I'll say there are perspectives out there, like they're leading the way in pushing other companies to raise the minimum wage because they already did it. And I'm not saying that everything they do is good, but I'm saying they've kept some of the Zappos stuff. They've kept some of that.
Oh, for sure. They wanted it. That's why they went and got it. But they, potentially wanted to kill the stuff that wasn't in the way of scalability, because Zappos did struggle with that in terms of the profit. When we talk about the profit, they struggled with the profit because it wasn't that corporate profit blueprint, right? So it wasn't as easy. It wasn't
measurements though. Just like you were saying, other measurements of success, not just profit.
Yeah, for sure.
Berkshire, major companies, their main thing is and when I just want to make sure I'm saying that you're saying the right thing, Montoya, because you were saying you were challenging. It's not a generalization. If on the stock exchange that everybody measures it by record profits, there's no other measurement on the stock exchange besides profit. Is there another measurement that I don't know about?
So if y'all don't, so let me, when I say challenge it from this standpoint, so when William talks about what Zappos struggled with having the type of mantra that y'all talking about, so sometimes it, believe it or not, makes the case for remaining profitable to the degree that you're talking about is how you maintain the company successfully keeping in place. So you could be Zappos and struggle to make it, and no longer help anybody if you go out of business, or you can focus on profits and still employ 1 million people. This is not me making an argument for Amazon. It's me challenging how we think of even being for profit. It's just, and I'm not saying I'm right. It's just a challenge to how we process and think of how plenty of, even in our own companies, at the end of the day, if being successful is measured by your profits, you may not be employing 1 million people, but you're employing 2 people. Even if your main goal is to stay in business, profit will be quite often the first measure of that. but you typically, most owners care about their 2 employees, care about their 10 employees. It definitely becomes harder to care if you got 10,000 employees.
Scalability is,
Yeah, I'm just talking about the reality. It becomes hard. You don't even know when somebody's getting fired or they go, but you go. Most of those owners, when they had 3 employees, 5 employees, they was at the hospital with their employees when they had it was out. But they can't do that no more when they become the CEO of 10,000. And I'm not trying to make it right. It's just perspectives. Well, I'm just talking about generalizing. And I'm not saying you're generally wrong. I'm just highlighting different ways to think about even those things that, Clive, you're absolutely right. They care about shareholder profit. Now, the way I'm learning about Amazon, that's not their measurement. But I'm not trying to make Amazon okay.